Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another first impression and reaction video for Civilization 6 New Frontier Pass. Today we're going to be taking a look at the final civilization of the New Frontier Pass, which is Portugal. And all I know is it's going to be some sort of seafaring civilization with a bit of an emphasis on trade. Let's get into the video. All right, here we are in the video, and my first impressions are that this guy is a jolly looking fellow with a pretty nifty little hat. I don't know anything else about him. Here we go.
João III leads Portugal in Sid Meier's Civilization 6. King of Portugal in the 1500s, João is known for using shrewd trading practices rather than open warfare as a means of conquest. Portugal's unique ability, Caça da Índia, significantly increases the yields of international trade routes, but limits those routes to cities on the coast or with a harbor. This ability also grants trader units additional range on water and the ability to embark on water tiles as soon as they're unlocked.
All right, so better trade routes. I mean, that's always a good thing. More money definitely helps out with a lot of things in Civilization. We could see that from Mali itself, if you remember that game. But, I mean, the restrictions here are pretty fair. You have to be either on the coast yourself with the city or have a harbor. Sounds good to me. I mean, that's actually a pretty easy one to achieve, especially if you're on the right type of map, some sort of archipelago map or maybe small continent, something of that nature. Just make sure all your cities are near the coast, and you get a good bonus. That is plenty easy enough. Definitely well worth that little bit of a, I wouldn't even call that a sacrifice. Just good city placement nets you some really strong trade routes.
Portugal's unique unit, the Naval, is a naval melee unit that replaces the Caravel. It starts with 1 free promotion, requires less maintenance than the Caravel, and has 2 charges to build Feitorias.
Okay, so 2 charges to build Feitorias. I bet she's about to talk about that here in just a second. The Now, have we seen the Now before? I'm trying to remember back to what the previous Portugal was from like Civ 5 and stuff, but I don't remember exactly. But I've heard of a Now, so maybe that's all I'm thinking of. But I don't know, better caravel. I don't usually build a lot of caravels. I usually prefer the ranged types of units with maybe 1 or 2 melee units just to either steal a city or something like that. But obviously, as Portugal, you're going to be building quite a few more of those. And this special ability they have seems like it will come into play pretty heavily.
These special shipping ports, unique to Portugal, grant additional gold and production from trade routes to that city. A Feitoria can only be built by a Now naval unit on a foreign coastal tile next to a luxury or bonus resource.
Huh. You build these next to foreign cities next to resources. I mean, my first instinct or first reaction to this would be that you are basically taking up a tile for this other city, which they may or may not like. I mean, what if a city only had 1 tile available for building the Colossus, for example, and then you sneak in there and put this thing down and they can no longer build the Colossus? I mean, is there a counter to that? I mean, I could see, obviously there's a benefit to this, either financially or something like that. But I could also see this being used strategically to mess with your opponents a little bit.
Portugal's unique building, the Navigation School, replaces the university. It increases production towards naval units, increases science yields based on the number of coastal and lake tiles.
All right, before this screen goes away. So the building unique to Portugal, which gives you, like I said, it's a replacement for the university. Awesome. Plus 25% production towards naval units in this city. That's pretty strong. And then plus 1 science for every 2 coast or lake tiles in this city. Also very strong. If you're playing on an archipelago map or something with a lot of water, which you should be, then you're going to get a pretty significant boost to science as well. Plus you get great admiral points. Not bad. Not a bad little building here for sure.
Within the city's borders, and grants additional Great Admiral points. João's
All right, I'm just going to jump into this before she cuts away from the screen as well. Okay, so we got the Porta do Derco. We've already, I think she already talked about that a little bit. Or has she? Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember talking about this one. All units receive +1 sight. That's very useful for sea-based units. +1 trade route capacity when a civilization is met. Wow. So if you're playing on a map with, let's say the standard, standard size map with 8 total civilizations, so 7 other civilizations besides you, you're going to get 7 extra trade routes on top of whatever trade routes you have with all of your harbors. He's going to have trade routes coming out of his ears. And then you get open borders with all city-states. Interesting. Do city-states count as foreign cities that you can place this Feitorias beside? Maybe they haven't spoken to that. But anyway, the Casa de India, international trade routes can only reach cities on the coast or with a harbor, okay, but receive +50% towards all yields. So it can only reach cities on the coast or with a harbor. So it's less about you being on the harbor, although I think that's still a requirement. But the guy that you're sending him to, the city that you're trying to trade with, also needs to be on the coast or have a harbor. Okay, fair enough. 50% towards all yields. That's huge. All yields. That's not just gold. That's science. That's culture. That's faith, and production as well, and food, I guess. Trader units have +50% range over water. That's a pretty big deal. And can embark as soon as they are unlocked. So that's really going to help you get those trade routes up sooner, further away, get lots of bonuses. I mean, if you get one of those wonders, which wonder is it that gives you the increased gold, or is it was it a city state? I have it in one of my playthroughs right now, where you get more gold the further away. I think it's a city state. You get more gold the further away it has to travel. So if you're getting this increased range and you can get that city state into your game, then you're going to get even more gold coming in as well. We got the now Portuguese unique naval unit that replaces the Caravel, starts with 1 free promotion. Can't overlook that. That's always good. And is less maintenance, so cheaper. That's more gold as well. And then has the 2 charges to build Feitorias. So that's pretty useful as well. The navigation school we already talked about. Looks like nothing new there. So the Feitorias provides +4 gold and +1 production. So you're giving the city that you're setting this up in, I'm assuming this is what this is saying, you're giving them +4 gold and +1 production by putting this in their city tile. So there is a bonus for them to have this. And then trade routes sent to the city from Portugal gain +4 gold and +1 production. So then you get it right back. Although they're still getting it. So they're getting +4 gold, +1 production. You're getting +4 gold, +1 production by trading with that city. But I mean, you have to be careful, I would assume, because you are giving the other civilization something for this, which I guess incentivizes them to allow you to put this down and to be okay with it, but also does mean you're helping them out. So you wouldn't want to do this with an enemy or something like that. Can only be built adjacent to a luxury or bonus resource in territory belonging to other civilizations or city-states. Okay, so that's huge. Being able to trade with city-states with this, that you have open borders with. So that goes back to the whole, you have open borders with all city-states. So probably initially you're going to do it with a lot of city-states, but a lot of gold comes from other civilizations. And so you're going to have to do it with other civilizations at some point. And presumably if you've got open borders, you're probably friendly with them. So you probably want to stay at peace with most of those civilizations. But again, you are helping them out. You're giving them 4 gold and 1 production for each one of these you plop down. Something to think about. That might mean you want to be limited. Let's say you want to set up 10 trade routes, arbitrary number. You send all 10 of those from separate cities to the same city and the other civilization. So you're only giving them 4 gold and 1 production, but you're getting 40 gold and 10 production back effectively, spread amongst all your cities. I mean, the other strategy would be to send all your trade routes out of one city yourself, but then you have to put one of these Feitorias in multiple cities of your opponents, which then gives them more and more bonus as well. So I feel like the less of these you build, the better, and but still being able to take advantage of them. Must be built on a coast or lake tile adjacent to land. Interesting. And not adjacent to another Feitoria, which makes sense. Feitorias cannot be removed. Oh, wow. See, that's pretty crazy. Cannot be removed. Wait. It doesn't say that you can't have more than one of these, does it? Can only be built next to a luxury or bonus resource. Cannot be built next to another Feitoria. But it doesn't, unless I'm reading this wrong, does not say anything about not being able to build more than one of these. So if a guy has a harbor in the middle, and then you want to build a couple of these on each side, I mean, you are giving him 4 gold, 1 production, but you're also, like I said, what if it was a guy that you thought might build a Colossus or a Great Lighthouse, and they need to have that land next to their harbor? if you can lock them out of that, it might be worth that 4 gold 1 production to lock them out of, really nice wonder. Kind of an interesting thing to think about. All right, let's get back into the video.
Unique ability, Porta Do Derco, grants all units increased sight. It also increases trade route capacity whenever Portugal meets a new civ and provides open borders with all city-states. Start the game by exploring a lot and try to meet every civ as quickly as possible for free trade route capacity. Since Portugal can only trade internationally with cities on coast or with harbors, be sure to prioritize naval exploration.
Yep, that makes sense.
Further supercharge your trading with lots of alliances and policy cards like Triangular Trade and Wisselbanken. Once you build a navigation school, start cranking out now units for Feitorias. But plan carefully, because Feitorias have strict placement restrictions. Will you journey beyond your shores to share riches from distant lands? How will you lead Portugal in Sid Meier's Civilization 6?
Wow, some of those trade routes getting up to 88 gold, and I'm sure they can go way higher than that. That's pretty crazy. I mean, this guy's going to have gold and trade routes, like I said, coming out of his ears. Which gold, I mean, you get gold coming in at that quantity, you can do pretty much anything in the game. You can buy any building you want. You can, buy your way to a lot of different victory types. Obviously, buy military or buy stuff to help you with science victories and stuff like that. I mean, you still got to research. You still got to get culture if you want to do the tourism. But gold can make a lot of difference. Set up a new city and just instantly buy all the buildings in that. Suddenly, that city's really, really strong, really good right away. So, yeah, this guy's gonna be pretty fun. I'm actually looking forward to playing as this guy. Honestly, I like trade and I like gold and I like all that stuff. This guy, I think, might be one of the ones I'm looking forward to playing as the most. It's not like he's got like a lot going for him in the sense of it is just mostly gold. I mean, he does have that extra little bit of science from his unique building and of course, the production towards naval units, which helps you get more gold. But it really all just comes back to that gold, right? I mean, and of course, any other trade benefits. I mean, getting science from trade routes, getting production from trade routes, getting culture from trade routes, all that kind of stuff will help you with other victory types as well. But again, it's really, the gold is the big one. Gold is by far the big one he's going to be getting. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to play as him. I think it's going to be fun. But I'd have to really get into it and play it out to see how much are you helping other civilizations to try and help yourself as well. Obviously, you're helping yourself more, but you are helping them. If I was playing with Portugal in my game and they weren't, like, it wasn't me, like it was my opponents, yeah, I'd be friends with him. Let him come give me a 4 gold 1 production little thing on my coastal tile. That's going to help me out. So it's very fascinating to think about. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, hit that little bell notification if you want to see more videos like this. Although, to be fair, this might be the last video of this. I think there's going to be one more free patch for the new Frontier Pass. But this might be the last video you guys see for a little bit, or I guess there might be one more and that's it. So what else is coming for Civilization 6? I don't know. You can also comment below what you think might be coming next for Civ series. Is it a Civ 6 expansion again, or are we going to see a Civ 7 or something else entirely? Hey, wouldn't it be cool if they went back and revisited like an Alpha? I don't think they're going to do Alpha Centauri, but they might be able to do like a Beyond Earth, sequel or something like that, which I know Beyond Earth wasn't as popular. And I think everybody would love to see another Alpha Centauri, but I think there's reasons why they couldn't do that one for some reason. I'm not sure. Do they have a license for Alpha Centauri? I can't remember. But what is next for the Civilization series? Feel free to comment below what you think is next. But I'm happy with, like I said, I'm happy with how the new Frontier Pass turned out. I've really enjoyed a lot of the civilizations that they've introduced. Some of the game modes, I haven't really gotten into them, but they look fun. Even if they're not ones that I might play a lot, they still look kind of like a fun change of pace every once in a while. You gotta love that. So kudos to Firaxis for a really well planned, I think, execution of this, I guess, kind of expansion pack. So I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye.